Hey Savannah, this week Michaela took you on a house-sitting adventure, but because it's Michaela, drama seems to follow her, so let's see how this goes.
Hey Savannah, so this is kind of a lesson to never answer numbers you don't know, okay? So, and your mom will probably back me up on this. So, this random woman calls me, right? I don't recognize the number, but I'm like, what's the worst that could happen? And she was going on about someone referring me, and she needed me to watch her animals, and I agreed, but I didn't know who these people were. So after hanging out with her, like an hour of Facebook research, and somehow I managed to find out that this woman is one of my friend's grandparents' best friend's sister. My friend knows two Kaylas. She meant to give her the other Kayla's number, but she gave her mine instead. And so after figuring this out, I'm like, whatever, like I'll watch them anyway. So I got to the house to meet the animals, and me and her were kind of laughing like, oh yeah, we got this messed up, but we'll go through with it anyway.
Did you get that, Savannah? She took a job from someone she didn't know. The person thought she was hiring someone else, but ended up hiring Michaela, and she took the job anyway.
Fast forward to the introductions. She has 4 dogs. She introduces me to 4 dogs. She has 6. She's taking 2 of them with her. And then she introduces me to her bird, and she says she has this orange cat that comes around sometimes, and to just let him in and feed him, and eventually he'll go back out. Now this is Scooby. She's the bird I was telling you about. Kind of feisty, but really pretty. So this is Coda. He's the biggest. It doesn't do him justice, but that is my foot compared to his head. He is massive. When he stands up, he's taller than me. Then we have little Bear. Bear's probably my favorite. Aren't you, Bear? Yeah. Cute. Then we have Lily. I only just found out her name was Lily. I've been calling her Sadie. I know, I'm sorry, Lily. And then we have the most evilest dog in the world. This is Gizzy. Gizzy's pretty evil, huh, Giz? Yeah, I really don't like Gizzy. But Coda, he's very big. He actually fell into the hot tub last night. I feel really bad for him. It had a cover, but he's a really big dog. So somehow it just folded up when he jumped on it. The whole thing went in. So I was cleaning up a very soaking wet dog, and he laid on the carpet. I'm like, ah! So far, the only dogs that are in my good graces are Bear, this cute little Sheltie that I showed you. Hi, Bear. And then Lily, who's on the couch. So far, they're my favorites because they haven't done anything wrong.
Drama scenario number 1. Dog falls into a hot tub with the cover on. Now, she didn't mention this, but it's happened at 10 o'clock at night because she called us in hysterics. So she's fishing out this dog that fell in a hot tub that had a cover on it at 10 o'clock at night.
The animals you just saw, those are the animals that I was introduced to. And then I was told that there's this cat, she owns him, but he's kind of outdoorsy. He'll come around maybe every once in a while. I'm like, okay, perfect. So last night, I come over for the first night, and first thing that happens is I hear the meowing at the door like she said I would. I'm like, oh, that's Oliver, her cat. Savannah, I open the door and 2 cats come in. She only owns 1 cat. And I'm just standing there like, okay. And so I texted her and I asked, you only have 1 cat, right? It's the orange one, that's Oliver. She's like, yeah. Oh, by the way, he may bring his friend over. That's the neighbor's cat, black and white. Yeah, so the neighbor's cat just kind of walked on in, and I fed them both and they both fell asleep with me. I didn't know what to do.
Drama scenario number 2. The cat decides to invite over its neighbor friend to have a sleepover.
So the neighbor's cat was only the first surprise. So then I realized there's a paper on the counter giving me extra instructions that she just forgot to mention. I'm like, okay. So I'm reading it. And she kind of writes in scribbly cursive, so I couldn't read all of it. But part of it says, noise in the garage, feed every few days. You want to see me freak out, Savannah? I don't do gross and scary, and I especially don't do spiders. So I'm kind of freaking out now, what's in the garage? I decide I have to go look in the garage. I have to see what's in there. All of the lights are off, freaking me out to no end. I kind of come in, I'm sneaking around the corner, and this is what I see. So you have 2 boxes. I'm like, okay. And then you see 2 tortoises. Savannah, how do you forget that you have 2 tortoises? I don't understand. So, let me introduce you. This is Meatball. He's the bigger one, and that's Scooter. Meatball, he's pretty slow. He, like a tortoise you would expect. Scooter, on the other hand, this guy, I can't decide if he's evil or if he's just way crazy awesome. So, like, he ate all of his treats already. He really likes tomato, on the side note. He also likes to bite my foot. That's okay, though, because we love Scooter. Huh, Scooter?
Drama scenario number 3. The owner who hired Mikayla failed to mention she had 2 exotic tortoises in her garage. How do you forget you have 2 exotic tortoises? This stuff only happens to Mikayla, because I can guarantee you this has never happened to anybody else I know. And I know a lot of people.
So now I'm watching 4 of the 6 dogs, 2 turtles, basically 2 cats, and a bird. It's been an interesting weekend, but it gets better. So I hear this noise, and it kind of sounds like a bird or like screaming, and it's coming from the garage. And I'm thinking, I didn't know tortoises could make that sound. So I go in there. It takes me like 5 minutes to find, but kind of behind the water heater on the pipe that goes into the wall, there was this mouse trap, and when the mouse came out, it only got its back foot and its tail before it snapped and fell over, and it kept the mouse on the pipe. This poor mouse is crying. I feel like a terrible human being just watching this. So I had this list of numbers because my mother would not pick up, and neither would the neighbors or anybody else. So I had this paper, and it has different numbers, and she said, if there's any emergencies, call one of her neighbors. I'm like, okay, I'll call her. So I call her. I'm like, hey, I have this situation. Can you come help? She's like, yeah. I'll be there in a few minutes. I'm like, awesome. So I hang up. Savannah, 3 hours later, she's still not here. I've tried using like a stick thing to try to pull it. In the mouse's defense, he put up a very good fight. He basically ripped the stick out of my hand when understandably so, but still. So I decided to call back because obviously what I'm doing is not helping. And the woman's husband picks up. So after calling for a second time, I'm asking, hey, are you still coming over? What's going on? And it's the husband, and he's quiet for a second, and he goes, that's weird. My wife went shopping 3 hours ago. She went shopping, Savannah. He hangs up. Maybe 5 minutes later, he shows up at the door. He's like, hey, I talked to my wife. I heard, you're kind of bothered by this mouse. It's making noise. I'm like, yeah, it's suffering. Can you please come help? And so then, Savannah, I realize that he is holding a bucket, a tennis racket, and pliers. And they're not the skinny kind of pliers. No. These are the thick ones, And I'm kind of looking at his instruments.
Drama scenario number 4. Now, she says nobody picked up, but she called us, and we told her the nicest thing to do would be to put this mouse out of his misery and just kill it. But no, she opted for her knight in shining armor, who has a tennis racket and giant pliers.
Savannah, I am the big animal rights activist in my family. I cannot stop sobbing. And he is like, it's just a mouse, It's not that big of a deal. I can't stop crying, Savannah. I'm making noises. I'm whimpering almost. I can't catch my breath. I feel terrible. This poor mouse died on my watch. And he's like, you may want to mention this, and maybe they'll give you a pay raise since you had to go through this. And he left the mouse there because the mouse had tried to crawl back into the hole. And when he tried to pull, he couldn't get it out without making him fall apart. So he's still in there. I feel terrible. I have to say a quiet little prayer every time I go by because I just feel like a terrible human being. So, yeah, not only did I get the neighbor's cat, I also got a poor mouse that suffered. So this has probably been the most interesting weekend with animals that I've had in a while. So, Now there's a mouse in the equation. Poor mouse. And then, do you remember that little chihuahua that I said was the devil? So I'm coming back to him. So, his name is Gizzy. We don't like Gizzy. This dog peed on the bed twice. He peed on his dog bed once. He peed on the carpet, on 2 of her chairs, and my shoes. You want to see me get angry? You don't pee on my shoes. Oh, and he peed on all of the bathroom mats. I've been doing laundry like crazy, trying to get everything cleaned and washed before they get here. This dog, he knows how to go outside, and I promise you, he glares a little bit, like almost this doggy smirk, like a every time he does it, because I'll walk in right as he's lifting his leg. I'm like, Gizzy, don't do it, and he'll look at me.
Well, Savannah, I hope you grabbed popcorn to watch this video. I probably should have mentioned that at the beginning of the video, but just too caught up in all the drama Mikayla gets into. She had a lot go on. She has Cujo's mini-me, Gizzy. She has dogs falling into hot tubs, and cats having sleepovers, along with mice getting caught in traps. I don't even know, Savannah. This would be a good time to listen to your parents when they say, don't answer the phone and talk to strangers. Yeah, I'd probably start listening, because Kayla, who's 17, still hasn't taken the hint yet. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video of Mikayla's very dramatic weekend, and I'll see you in the next video.